Did you know that more than 32 million Americans are allergic to one of these 9 foods? That's why we make Awesome Granola allergen-free, so that everyone can enjoy a great tasting, healthy snack. Feel the allergen freedom at awesomegranola.com. Christmas is upon us, and your friends at Make Young Foods want to relieve some stress during the hustle and bustle of the holiday season. With 1 in 10 Americans suffering from a food allergy, finding quality, allergen-friendly snacks to share might be hard to come by. Awesome Granola's 1.25-ounce pouch slides perfectly in a stocking and looks real nice next to all the holiday treats at the table. It's free from the top 9 allergens, low in sugar, and high in pea protein. So, what are you waiting for? Head on over to Amazon.com or Walmart.com and pick up a 32-count variety pack today. Make a plan to stock all your socks with Awesome Granola this holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from your friends at Make Young Foods, makers of Awesome Granola. Here's to the lifestyle changers, the goal setters, the adrenaline junkies. The past is just a reminder of where you've been, a memory that fuels focus, passion, life change. The new year brings with it new possibilities, new challenges to face. For the ones who believe health and wellness are not just buzzwords, but promises of tomorrow. 2023 is ready for you. But are you ready for your new tomorrow? When was the last time you listened to your heart? No, I don't mean about what you want to do or who to marry. I mean actually listen to the thump, thump, thump in your chest. The beat. You can't remember, can you? That's okay. It's not something we think about often, but the heart is vitally important to our health. That's why this month, February, is National Heart Health Month. So we at The Awesome Factor decided to follow the heart and discover the correlation between the thump in our chest and the salt in our diet. All that and more on this week's episode of The Awesome Factor. Have you ever seen Ghostbusters? You know, the 1984 classic film with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. There's a scene in the movie where Harold Ramis's character, Egon Spangler, talks to the other two, and he advises them, don't cross the streams. It could be bad. But cross-contact isn't just an issue for the Ghostbusters. It can be an issue for anyone with allergens. If not cleaned properly, those pots and pans of yours might have trace amounts of allergens that could make somebody really sick. So today, we talk about how to bust the ghosts of dinners past on this episode of Awesome Factor.
Charles was a natural artist. He loved to draw, and he often spent time alone to hone his craft.
I actually know of Charles's work from Los Angeles. 2 of his largest murals, one's called The Spirit of 76, and the other one's called Return of the Light, are both right up. One is off of the 10 freeway in downtown Los Angeles, and another one's on the 110 on your way to Pasadena. I think that Charles Boko Freeman's murals provide communities with images and ideas that provoke thought and build character.
Before the stroke, I would help him to go load up materials and get things, and we would often go online to look for opportunities to create. He did most of the mechanical and physical work himself. It was August 28th, 2015 when he had the actual stroke. He came home complaining of pain in his leg, and I thought, well, he just maybe got a cramp. But by that Sunday, we were at the hospital because he had a stroke. It affected his dominant side because he was a right-handed artist, but everything with the right side, and that kind of stunned him. Immediately, the following week, he was painting again. He began to use his left hand.
There are many many artists who have created with disabilities, or artists with disabilities. One thinks immediately of famous examples like Beethoven, who made some of his best work when he was deaf, or somebody like Frida Kahlo, who was the victim of a terrible bus accident and wore a back brace and often painted from bed or a wheelchair throughout her life.
When he had the stroke, he could only use one side, so I became an extension of him in terms of putting the canvas on the wall, measuring it with a T-square, make sure that the canvas was straight, drawing the lines up and down. I learned how meticulous he is about measurements and all those kinds of things. So those are my best memories, being his assistant after he had his stroke. The Box project was something that he wanted to do.
The Box program transforms industrial steel cubes, which we mostly ignore, into beautiful displays of bright and colorful imagery that attract positive attention and lift our spirits.
Because he had had a stroke, he could not, sit out with the box to paint. So on our application, we pointed out that he would use a different approach, and that is basically to paint on canvas and take this canvas and wrap it around the box.
Arts allows people to express their hopes, their ideas, their feelings, their creativity. And in murals, for example, that like Charles did, they're able to do that in a very public way, in a very visible way.
He was able to pass on his love of art and his love of community service. He saw this as a starting point for the young people to learn about activism and history in general.
Charles Freeman, he wanted to create. It didn't matter whether he was painting with his right hand or his left hand, he was still going to make some art. And we should be proud to show his work in our community.
Hey, Nat.
What?
Are you free?
I thought you had a date.
I did, with a Satan worshiper.
What? Okay, let's get this over with.
A few moments ago.
Did you see that Nike sued that guy who created those little Nas X Satan shoes? Hopefully he doesn't send his whole business to hell.
What?
A few friends and I play cards once a week in my lair. Would you want to join us?
And so I ran here.
She said layer?
She may have said place, but her eyes said layer.
And she's following you? Look, her cards are probably playing cards. I mean, she's not Man Ray. She doesn't have a layer, you're just not interested.
But she's alluring and strangely attractive, and I...
So every female that's like me is either ugly or a demon.
No, Nat. You're Nat. She's a demon worshiper. Look, how do I get rid of her without ghosting her? She'd probably love that.
Why don't we just stop here today? Okay, so that's great. If you need any proton packs for your little ghost hunt, they're in the back of the room. Cool.
Why don't you just tell her that you're not interested? What's the worst that could happen?
She kills me and drinks my blood. That's the worst that could happen.
What do you think she is? Nosferatu? Being a vampire doesn't mean that you're a Satan worshiper.
Even demons flee at the mention of his name.
not interested.
What he said? Bye.